Welcome everyone to a very special video here. I've been keeping this footage of me doing my painting while trying to think of some ways to make use of it. And there was a discussion on our Discord channel about maybe doing kind of like a state of the channel or state of the game wisdom kind of thing once a month. And I thought, why don't I kill two birds here with one stone? So, the footage that you're seeing is from me doing some painting for the Josh boxes. I have about 4 of them done. I think I have 1 or 2 more left to fully design. And then I'm going to be getting in touch with the Patreon and Super Chat donators who pledged enough to get them. I'm also playing another video regarding picking the 10 podcasts I'm going to be putting in them and kind of talking about things there. That video will probably go up free for everyone to watch along those lines. But it's been a while since I had a chance to kind of sit down and just kind of rant about what's been happening with Game Wisdom and things going on behind the scenes. And if you have any questions for me in terms of what I'm doing or suggestions, let me feel free to leave them in the comments below, and maybe we can turn the next one of these into a pseudo AMA. But it's been a very interesting year nonetheless, and it's gotten a lot more interesting over the last few weeks. I've decided to move forward with doing more with presentations and pushing the academia side of things with Game Wisdom. And I basically set myself up with a new little pet project for the summer. And that is getting in touch with as many library systems in the United States and maybe international. I need to find places to get in touch with on that front regarding putting on presentations virtually for the teens and adults there. Basically similar to the ones that I've been doing locally here in South Jersey. Now, what makes this very exciting and also very demanding is that it turns out there are a lot of libraries in the United States. Even in northern Jersey, there's one system that has 77 libraries in them. And while I've been spending my days calling these places up and just trying to get a hold of somebody to pitch these ideas to, it is just a monumental task. And doing it by myself also means that I'm also limited in terms of how many people I can reach out to. For those of you who don't know, or haven't paid attention when I talk on the Discord channel, the library systems and just academia in general are a completely different beast compared to the game industry. When I email a developer, I expect to get my answers or my questions answers or things moving forward within days, at most a week. With libraries and academia, it can take 2 to 3 months at minimum. I'm still waiting to hear back from my college about putting on a lecture there, and I'm still waiting to hear back regarding my second book. They keep telling me that the publication should be starting soon, or the production side. And I really want to get you guys a date for that, and I also want to get things squared away for book number 3. Because this whole library system, or this whole library plan of mine, is pretty much going to be a do-or-die moment, I feel, for me. Because with the, as you know, I've been trying to get more in terms of the monthly donations and the Patreon, just to make do. But if I can get into these systems, even if I can just get into 10% of the places that I'm contacting, that could be life-changing for me in terms of the amount of money I get and what that means in terms of supporting myself, my household, and obviously being able to do more with Game Wisdom. And like I said, I'm not so much nervous about this. Again, I've been contacting places and being able to talk publicly pretty much like a champ for the last few years. I mean, this last week alone, I must have called at least 20 different library systems, just completely cold calling them and having conversations with their librarians and their administration. So a lot of that has, I think, come from Game Wisdom and being able to talk to people, talk to you guys, and just getting the confidence I need to be able to do this. Again, 10 years ago, I don't think I would have had the nerve to have conversations, let alone make daily videos and the podcast and all that. And I'm definitely excited about it. I've already gotten a few no's, but I knew again that this is not a case of me emailing hundreds of libraries, or I'm sorry, it's going to probably be thousands of libraries by the end of this month, the end of the season, and everybody's saying yes. And like I said, what I was saying on Twitter and on the Facebook page is pretty apt, that if this goes anywhere near what I'm hoping, even again 10% of the people saying yes, that would do so much to change my position. And if it does work, I will have to rethink the Patreon and the monthly goals and things like that, because I don't want to be somebody, asking you for money if I'm making more than enough to begin with. But that is still very much up in the air, to be sure. With the channel, it's been getting slow in terms of podcast guests. I know E3 is coming up soon, and I want to get some more higher profile people on. Not only because it's very interesting for a discussion, but also I think brings people to the channel. The Edmund McMillan and George fan casts were really good in that regard, and I hope that I can get Edmund back on, especially since his podcast should be going up either soon or after you're watching this video. With the website, I've been doing more with regards to trying to get out there. I have my postings up on Medium, which have been getting a lot of buzz in terms of people watching and following me there, which I was kind of surprised with. And I'm hoping that the redesign on Game Wisdom will be getting done soon. There's an issue with the designer who was working on it, which I hope will be resolved sooner than later. Now, one thing that we've been talking about in terms, again, of pushing the academia side of Game Wisdom is the game design lecture. And I still want to go forward with that. I think not only is that a great way to stand out from everybody else, but also to add some more higher quality content, and also give me a chance to do more practicing with PowerPoint. Because a lot of my old presentations were just me screwing around with 2007's PowerPoint software. And using the latest stuff and what I've learned, I think I can up the production values. Now, with regard to the first presentation, since nobody has voted on it, I'm just going to decide to do one. And I'm going to try and get things going probably for some time, maybe either early to mid-June. Now, I'm still debating if I want to make this first one free for everyone and then charge for this for future ones, or just start out making it ticket only. I think I may go with a free one, because I think this can also be a great way to send to people or send to the libraries and schools in terms of what kind of like the highest form of my presentations look like right now. And I can still offer thank yous and such for people who donate for watching the first lecture anyway. With the podcast, it's been very interesting. I've gotten a lot of feedback from people about our guests and such, and I want to ask you guys, especially for the people who are more on the silent majority about this, have you enjoyed the podcast where we've had smaller developers or people who haven't even put out their first game yet on to talk about their experience? It's always a very weird thing, especially how much things have grown over the last few years. Right now, I think we're getting close to 4,500 subscribers. I think we're at like 43. Oh, I'm sorry, we're at 4430 right now. It keeps growing up and down very quickly, and I think changing the video structure has helped kind of raise awareness. But with the growth of the channel, it's been very hard to kind of track the audience as well. It's easy when there's, 50 to 100 people watching you. When you're in the thousands, it's a lot harder. So I want to hear from you guys, for the majority of you, where do you come from in terms of your interest in what I do? Are you just fans wanting to know more about video games? Are you students or developers? And again, I really want to hear from people who have also found the channel recently as well. What attracted you to this? And have all of you been enjoying kind of the little things I've been doing, trying to improve the quality of the videos? Whether it is cutting or using my own audio on top of the in-game instead of recording it all at once. I've been doing more with picture-in-picture for the critical thought and design videos, so I think I'll keep doing that. And what do you think about the live shows as well? One thing that I want to try and do is come up or have like a custom UI for the live streaming, but I don't even know where to begin on that one. If anyone has any thoughts on that or has any ideas, let me know. And yeah, like again, it's been very weird, I think, in terms of how things have grown. Like I said, I don't expect to be making millions and millions of dollars off this. But things have been growing steadily. It just hasn't grown at the point, I think, yet to be financially stable. Hence the library push. Because again, I'm in this very weird intersection between video games and education. And it's not something a lot of people do for a very obvious reason. A lot of people don't really respect game design or even video games in terms of academia. There are people out there who certainly do. But it's nowhere near as popular as kind of the mainstream discussions on game industry or the drama videos and stuff on YouTube and Twitch. And again, it would be easy to segue into that, but that's not how I want to be able to do this. And I want to be able to, leave a stamp or mark on things that is wholly unique to myself. And again, why I do these videos. It's funny that some of the people who've got in touch with me are because when they type in a game design topic into Google, I'm like the only one who comes up because I'm the only one who's talking about it. And while that is certainly great for me, it still is sad in a way that there aren't more discussions, again, about legitimacy of studying game design. Even from people like on Gamasutra and other places, that they still, I think, there's still this mystique that people have about game design. That it is like a mysterious force that you can't properly comprehend, and any attempt to do so would just, cause like the collapse of the game industry. But the more I've talked to game developers, the more we've studied games, there are commonalities between great designs. And that does mean having to lock down certain elements. And even if you don't believe in that or you refuse it, you can't really doubt the evidence out there. And it's becoming, I think, more and more important as the years go on that you have to think about video games more than just as art. There is a science to design. I could easily start ranting on a critical thought topic right now if I wanted to. But I just don't know, what will be when that bubble bursts in terms of academia and game design. I really don't know. And as another very interesting point, I did submit myself for a TED Talk. I have no idea if I'll ever get it or if I'll ever hear back from them, but I figure, what the hell. And maybe at some point I'll do a GDC submission, although I just don't think they're going to want to have me on because I've submitted something every year. Maybe next year will be my year. I just don't know. But I do sometimes feel like I've done things too early in some aspects. That, if this was like, if I started Game Wisdom in 2012, if I began these things either very early, like in the early thousands or even in the late 90s, or later on when everyone else has been established, I think it would be so much easier. But and it's such that very weird thing, again, being with this intersection, that it doesn't matter who you are on YouTube or Twitch or anything like that when you're trying to reach academia. Like, if somebody like Dr. Disrespect or PewDiePie or Ninja or anyone else contacts a college or a library saying, I want to talk about video games to your kids, probably not one of those places will agree to have them on. And like, even with the contacts I made locally here, I still have a little bit more of an edge. But the problem again is that it's such a weird thing. Being recognized in education means nothing for the game industry and vice versa. And, or at least with regards to kind of contacting people out of the blue. Now, if I did hit that peak point of being incredibly recognized, then places would probably come to me begging to have me come out. But I'm still at that stage where, I have to do the legwork myself. And if that means emailing libraries and calling them now until September, I guess I'm going to have to do that. But I'm hoping, like, I made a goal for myself at the beginning of this year that I want 2019 to be my year in terms of getting to that point where I can say that I'm living off of the work that I'm doing. Solely off of the work. No more temporary jobs, no more weird stuff like that. And like I said, that's where this whole pet project of contacting the libraries have come from. And while it's still very early to say yes or no whether it's going to work, at least, I guess, in some small comfort, it's going to keep me busy for the next few months. I'm not going to have, days of me just laying around playing video games, although I haven't done that in a few years. But I think that's enough ranting for now. But I do like this idea of kind of spending some time just, I guess, being able to just talk about things. And again, the footage doesn't really matter. You can enjoy a painting by Josh if you want. And let me know if you guys want to see me do more with the Josh boxes, because it has been kind of nice to sit down and actually do painting and things like that. But I'm going to end things here. Again, this video is just like kind of like a state of what's going on, and maybe I'll do one again for June. So, thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm not expecting this video to gain like hundreds of thousands of views. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And again, I really do want to thank you, and I do appreciate everyone for enjoying the content, whether you donate or not. And again, for anyone who has been silent and wants to talk or say what you like about Game Wisdom, please feel free to leave something in the comments below. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all for some more great discussions later on in the channel.